You know, back in my younger days, going out to the club, by the end of the weekend, I would find pockets full of girls' phone numbers and just throw them out because I realized that I could get new ones next weekend. That is not the case today. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, dating, I got it. Well, fortunately for me, I started dating a young lady about 6 or 7 weeks ago, and I had the opportunity that I feel, using the greatest line ever, to win this date with her. I said that she would be welcome to come see me give a speech at the International Speech Competition, and I would be giving a speech on love. Well, we met online at a popular dating site, and she's quite a bit younger than me. Let me put it in perspective, and you can do the math. I got out of the Army when I was 21 years old. Almost an entire year went by from then before her parents met. Well, I had a profile online, and she said she was into photography and art, and so was I. But you see, like everyone who has a profile online, I embellished somewhat on my profile. You see, I generally lie about my age, and I did so in this case also. In fact, I kind of used a much younger picture of me on my profile also. You see, I used my high school graduation picture. That's right. Well, after reading her profile, I seen that she was not into game players, so I knew that going to Dave & Buster's was out of the question. But we both had social drinking on our profile, so I thought it would be appropriate to meet at a bar. So we decided to meet at exactly 6 o'clock at the Squirrel Hill Cafe. No one ever sits on the booths on the right, so I said we'll meet at the 4th booth on the right. I got there a little bit after 6, and I seen this crazy-haired girl sitting at the 4th booth on the right, and I sat down. She looked at me and said, "Who are you?" At first I thought this chick was really deep, or perhaps I was sitting at the wrong booth, but then I realized what was going on. You see, she had some misinformation and she was visibly upset. Being a man trying to fix everything that we can, I immediately tried to fix this and said, "Well, would you have agreed to meet me had I used my correct age and picture?" And she said, "Surely not." Well, already there was a meeting of the minds. She was agreeing with my way of thinking. Besides, I had just ordered a fresh round of drinks. Our conversation was sketchy at first, talking about online dating, and she said, and I detected a strong note of sarcasm and said, "Hey, do you want to see some pictures of me when I was younger?" But I shot right back and said, "Look, every picture of you is when you are younger. If you had a picture of you when you were older, I would say, hey, let me see that camera, give me that." And I ordered another round. Then things started loosening up a little bit. She said, "You know what, I like seafood." I said, "Whoa, baby," and I knew I was taking liberties by calling her baby, but I didn't have anything to lose. I said, "Whoa, baby, if you're going to ask me a question, you have to pause. You have to give me time to answer. You must insert a pause." So we continued drinking and chatting, and I realized at our current level of consumption, we were not going to be able to reach our dating potential for that evening. So I suggested we go to my bar over in Swiss Bell. And she said she didn't have anything else planned, so we did. Well, as soon as we got there, all my friends showered her with compliments and shots. I requested my favorite bartender give her double headers for the evening. And we were having just a wonderful time playing playing the jukebox, dancing, talking to all my friends. And at some point, she could sense the awkwardness of this situation. She could sense the awkwardness of where this was going, the awkwardness between us in this dating relationship, and she gave herself roofies. For those of you who are not laughing yet, she could sense the awkwardness of this situation, and she gave herself the date rape drug.
Roofies wrote it? No. Okay.
Yes. Well, we carried on, had a great time until well after the legal limit for bars to close. At which point I offered to continue our date back at my house, and we did. We looked at some of my art, we looked at some of my photography, and we looked at my plaques for hypnosis awards, and I offered to hypnotize her. And she said, well, I don't really believe in that stuff, but we could give it a try. I gave her an instant induction, and there's a term we use for people who go into trance so quickly, and that technical term is she dropped like a rock. I gave her some great suggestions, and we talked some more, and I suggested that we move our conversation up to my bedroom, and we did. At which point I was thinking she was getting very tired, so I re-induced hypnosis and suggested she fall into a deep, deep, natural sleep. And then I gave her the standard test for such suggestion. Hey, whatever your name is, are you awake? Whatever your name is, are you awake? She did not respond. Now this next part is not for the faint of heart. In fact, I'm not proud of what happened next, what I did next. It is definitely immoral, if not illegal. For I positioned myself around the covers, and I climbed over her out of bed and went downstairs, where I found her cell phone. I took her cell phone and called my phone number, and there I had it. That's how I got it. Her phone number. Toastmaster.